I can't really stand behind this point. I mean, I know that there were a lot of horrible people at that time, and yeah, they were stupid.
And they probably still are?
And annoying, and God knows they still are. It's just that there are a lot of normal, well, as normal as they can get, people who would actually listen to her for some godforsaken reason. Don't ask me why. I'm not one of those people.
Yeah, I couldn't tell you in the least.
Yeah. Moving on. Because if we stay on this, we'll never get out of it.
Oh, absolutely.
Here we go. Here's one of mine.
Yeah, moving into tech. Because I'm trying to do a wide range. If you notice, the first one was religious. The second one was... what was the second one? Oh, yeah, the second one was legal. The third one was political commentary. And the fourth one here is tech. Yeah. RIAA says, don't expect DRM'd music to work forever.
Yeah.
We apologize for that outburst.
Yeah. Yeah, we are going to have to do a little editing. We're going to edit that out.
Yeah.
Now, before anybody gets their hopes up, what they don't mean we're not going to keep doing this because people aren't buying it. What they mean is, well, read on.
Yes, let me read here. Buying DRM'd content, then having that content stop working later is fair, writes Stephen Medalitz, the lawyer who represents the MPAA, the RIAA, in a letter...
MAFIAA. Joint organization.
In a letter to the top legal advisor at the Copyright Office, we reject the view that copyright owners and their licensees are required to provide consumers with perpetual access to creative works. In other words, if it stops working, too bad. Not surprisingly, Medalitz also strongly opposes any exemption that would allow you to legally strip DRM from content if a store goes dark and takes down its authentication servers.
So, long story short, basically, if say the iTunes Music Store suddenly shut down tomorrow and you couldn't access your iTunes bought music anymore, you know something? According to this guy, well,
get out of luck.
Tough TS. So much for you. Just buy it again, right?
Apparently, that's what he thinks.
Now let's think about this. I'm just wondering. I'm just wondering. When you buy a book, do you expect it to suddenly burst into flame because the publishing house shut down? Do you expect your CDs to immediately snap in half if the label folds? I don't expect these things. So why should I expect this with music I download legally and paying from my own pocket, unless the music is provided for free, which some of it is?
Yeah.
Why should I be expected to just suddenly expect it to stop working? Why should I expect a product that I bought to stop working? Can someone explain this to me, please?
I don't think there is an explanation. I think they're falling back on the idea that most products break down over time. However, there's
a complete difference here.
Namely, this is a digital copy. It doesn't break down over time.
But it should. It should, because that'll make it more like the real music, and you have to pay to replace that. Since you don't have to replace this, they don't get more money from you. Money.
Except you don't have to replace it, because once you buy a copy, you can legally make a copy for yourself, which means if your CD...
except you can't. That's the other thing they believe. You can't do that, because that's piracy.
You can't make a copy of your own music for yourself as a
Exactly.
backup.
Yeah, you can't do that.
Oh, I think he's full of crap.
It's the same reason why you're also not allowed to make copies of computer games anymore.
Oh, baloney.
Well, they are, media now is more durable than it was back in the day. But
that's true.
Still.
But at the same time, I believe under fair use, I'm legally allowed to do it, even if he doesn't think, really. Like, wow. I was under the impression you were allowed to make a copy for your private collection.
Nope, that's not the law anymore. They've changed it.
Question.
Serious.
I buy music on iTunes. Yeah. Am I breaking the law when I burn a CD from my music on iTunes?
Yes.
That is actually a good question, because I don't know.
I'm not allowed to make a copy for myself. A CD is a physical copy of the digital media.
Well, there might be a difference here, because I don't know. There are some formats where they can still find a way to screw you out of it, even if you put it on a CD.
Man, I don't know.
Granted, I really don't understand much about this stuff, I'll be honest, because I don't actually buy very much music online. You know what I do?
What?
I go to the store and buy it.
Yeah.
You know, buying CDs. I mean, it still sucks because it's still giving these idiots money, but...
Yeah, which is crap.
But hey, you know something? I at least had the music right there in a physical form.
Yeah.
Now, granted, they're still trying to find ways to screw us out of being able to even get these things into a digital format, but...
Oh,
Yeah.
and let's
But
not
they haven't
forget-
done anything that's stuck yet.
But let's not forget what they want to do and have CDs self-destruct after a certain number of plays.
Let's not forget that, yes.
Yeah, they're always looking for a way to make sure that you have to buy it again.
And again.
And again.
And again.
And the odd part here is that people have complained about this for the longest time, but the difference between them coming out with it in a new format and them, say, doing something like this, is that if something comes out in an old format, you can still play it in the old format.
Yeah.
And there lies the difference.
I can't remember where I heard it, so I apologize that I'm not giving the link or the referral to what I'm about to say, but I heard recently it put in probably the most succinct way. Namely, in the old days when someone wanted to play music, they had to actually go street corner or they would get picked up by a traveling show.
Yeah.
And they'd have to play it.
Yeah.
Well, these were the ringmasters, the carnies of the time that basically ran these people, eventually evolved into the music industry. And since then, they've been turning the whole thing into a bigger circus.
Okay. Never heard that.
Yeah, I like that. It's basically, it started that way, and then they evolved into the music industry, which actually makes a lot of sense.
Yeah.
And then since then, they've been buying up more acts for the show.
Yeah.
And trying to keep a control on it so that people can't see it unless they come and pay for the show.
Yeah.
And, I think succinctly there, it just proves that the whole thing is a circus.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or ultimately, let's go long story short on this.
Yeah, long story short.
To the consumer, when you buy music, you're buying it. To the music industry, you're just renting it.
Yeah. Alright, moving along, because there's another story we could stay on.
And one completely out of left field
And
story.
one completely out of left field, because I want to do one weird story. And it is definitely a really weird story.
Yeah.
Coca-Cola trials sweet, fizzy, carbonated milk drink.